Elder Huxley wrote in 1935, "I had assumed the world had no meaning." Decades later, his house burned to ashes. Manuscripts, library, everything. He literally reaped what he planted in his imagination. Your imagination is not a mental faculty. It is God Himself operating through you. Christ is not a historical figure. Christ is the creative power you exercise. Now, every mental scene sustained with conviction must materialize. Close your eyes to the obvious. Mentally construct the scene of fulfilled desire. Give it sensory vividness. Persist as if it were true. The outer world must reorganize itself. People appear, opportunities arise, coincidences multiply. But here's the terrible secret. You're already doing this unconsciously. Every worry sustained, every fear fed sighed, you're actively creating your prison. You are God the Father who forgot who you were. You are operating the creative power of God right now, but you probably don't know what you are creating. Every mental image that you sustain for long enough transforms into physical reality. This is not a metaphor, and it is not abstract philosophy. It is the fundamental mechanics of how reality works, and you are using it unconsciously every day. Paul of Tarsus knew this secret. In his first letter to the Corinthians, he speaks of a different wisdom, one that does not belong to the rulers of this world. He calls it the secret and hidden wisdom of God decreed before the ages for our glorification. Then he adds something crucial. Only the Spirit of God can comprehend the thoughts of God. And where is this Spirit? In your own imagination. The human imagination is not what we have been taught. It is not fantasy. It is not daydreaming. And it is not an escape from reality. The imagination is the very creative power that built the universe, operating through every human being. When you imagine something with conviction and sustain that mental image, you are literally planting a seed that must germinate in the physical world. Paul was categorical about this. Whatever a man sows that he will also reap. There is no exception to this law. Every sustained thought, every assumption accepted as true, every mental image fed with feeling, all of these are seeds. And they always produce corresponding fruits, even if it takes years for the harvest to appear. Herbert Hoover, the former American president, partially understood this principle when he said that all of human history can be written in terms of ideas implanted in the minds of men. Wars, revolutions, and the rise and fall of nations. Everything began as an idea sustained in someone's imagination. If you could control what people imagine, you would control the entire world. This is exactly what modern propaganda does. Every piece of news that you consume, every social narrative that you accept without questioning, every fear that the media amplifies, all of this is designed to direct your imagination to make it create specific realities. You wake up, turn on the television or open your phone, and immediately your imagination is hijacked to serve the purposes of others. But there is a fact that the manipulators prefer you to ignore. No one can really control your imagination if you know how to use it consciously. You always remain free to imagine whatever you want. And when you persist in a specific mental image, when you sustain it with conviction, even though all external facts contradict it, the entire universe reorganizes itself to make it a reality. The problem is that we have been educated to despise the imagination. They say it is a childish thing, that adults should be realistic and accept circumstances as they are. While we believe this, we continue using this divine power to create exactly what we don't want. Poverty, disease, conflict, and limitation. We are literally gods using our creative power against ourselves because we don't know what we are doing. Neville Goddard went through an experience that changed his understanding of this. He experienced what the scriptures call power from on high, the Holy Spirit that brings the remembrance of all things. And he discovered something shocking about the figure of Judas. Judas was not a traitor in the common sense. He was the very Spirit of God, because only the Spirit of God could reveal the secrets of God. Think about this, as Paul himself said, "No one knows the thoughts of a man except the spirit of that man." In the same way, no one can know or reveal the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. Judas received the soap of honor at the Last Supper because he was the closest one, the very Spirit that would reveal the secret. Every time someone teaches how the imagination really works, they are playing the role of Judas, revealing the divine secret that was hidden. Conventional religion wants you to look for God outside of yourself, in temples, in rituals, and in intermediaries. But the secret being revealed is different. The power of God operates through your imagination right now. Every image that you sustain is creating your future. The urgent question is not whether you have this power. You have it and you are using it. The question is, what kind of future are you building without realizing it? The secret of the imagination is literally the secret of God, because God is man and exists in us and we exist in Him. This is not religious poetry or comforting symbolism. The eternal body of man is the imagination itself, and that is God Himself. When we talk about the secret of the imagination, we are talking about the secret of the power that created and sustains the entire universe. Paul described Christ as three specific things: the supreme power of God, the supreme wisdom of God, and the supreme delight of God. Not three separate aspects, but a single reality operating through human consciousness. The discovery of this mystery represents the greatest problem that any person should aspire to solve, because its solution changes absolutely everything. History provides constant evidence of this principle, although few have eyes to see. Every empire that arose began as an idea in someone's imagination. Every revolution, every war, every social transformation, everything was born first in the invisible realm of the imagination before materializing in the physical world. Herbert Hoover realized this when he observed that all of human history can be written in terms of the rise and fall of ideas implanted in the minds of men. But Hoover saw only the surface. What he didn't fully understand is that these ideas are not just abstract thoughts floating in the mental ether. They are literal creative acts, divine seeds planted in the soil of consciousness that must inevitably produce corresponding fruits in the external world. Whoever controls what men imagine controls the world, not metaphorically, but literally. This is why modern propaganda is so sophisticated and omnipresent. It is not just about selling products or ideologies. It is about capturing and directing the divine creative power that operates through every human being. You wake up, pick up your phone, and immediately dozens of images are implanted in your consciousness.